Imagine a bright-eyed little girl, 5 years old, full of spurts of laughter, shifts between playtime and bedtime, trusted in the arms of family. That girl was Zara Arnold. On May 19, 2025, her life ended far too soon in a home on the east side of Indianapolis. The city would wake to a sorrow that would ripple far beyond. One address. Her father, Zachary Arnold, 41, is now charged, and the case has exposed serious cracks in the system meant to protect her. Zara lived in Indianapolis, Indiana. Simple pleasures, play dates, family visits, a little girl's routines. According to reports, loved ones described her as full of fun and laughter. She turned 5 and should have had years ahead of her school, friends, dreams. But underneath the appearance of daily life, there were warning signs. Court documents show multiple investigations into Zara's welfare, dating back to at least 2020. For example, in the fall of 2020, when Zara was about 9 months old, the Dept of Child Services DCS substantiated a report of bruises and scratches. After she spent time with her father, between 2023 and early 2025, multiple reports reached DCS: bruising, marks on her throat and body, allegations of neglect and possible sexual abuse. On May 11, 2025, just over a week before her death, 911 calls were made expressing fear that her father had strangled Zara. Despite this, Zara remained in her father's care. The system had repeatedly been alerted about risks, yet she remained vulnerable. On Monday, May 19, 2025, shortly after a.m., officers from the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department TIMT responded to a home in the 200 block of North LaSalle Street near Washington Street after a 911 call reported a child unresponsive, described as having fallen downstairs. What they found was 5-year-old Zara, unresponsive. Detectives later documented bruises, trauma-consistent injuries, dried blood on her face and shirt. The initial story was that Zara had fallen down the stairs, but as investigators dug deeper, a darker truth emerged. During interrogation, Zachary Arnold eventually admitted that Zara did not simply fall down the stairs. According to court filings, he admitted to strangling his daughter after an argument with his ex-girlfriend, Andrea Lopez Figuera, 30. He details revealed, the night before, a fight between Arnold and his ex-girlfriend during which he texted her photos of Zara foaming at the mouth. The ex-girlfriend says she witnessed via FaceTime Zara being choked and that she feared calling 911. Arnold told detectives that he choked Zara at least 3 times the night before. On the morning of the 19th, according to Arnold's statements, Zara was still alive when he went to bed. He woke and found her cold and unresponsive. He admitted the original story was false. Beyond the confession, investigators found a backlog of ignored alarms. 7 documented DCS investigations into Zara's welfare since 2020. The police union, Fraternal Order of Police FOP, publicly criticized the system, calling Zara's death preventable and urging an independent review. In his arrest, Arnold faces charges of murder and neglect of a dependent resulting in death. The ex-girlfriend faces charges of assisting a criminal and failure to report a crime. What led to this tragedy? Several intertwined threads: domestic conflict, Arnold's argument with his ex-girlfriend escalated, and Zara bore the tragic consequence. A history of abuse, repeated allegations against Arnold, unfulfilled protective actions by agencies, fear and silence. The ex-girlfriend witnessed abuse but did not intervene. Institutional failure, multiple warnings were logged yet no change in Zara's living situation. The FOP believes the DCS and judicial system must answer for this. A child in danger, many voices raised, but too little effective action. Zara's death shook Indianapolis. Community members, family, and officials expressed heartbreak. Her great-grandmother said people who failed her have their day coming. The FOP called for systemic reform at the highest level. Inquiry into the DCS prosecutors. Office, courts. Her death became not just about one child, but a wake-up call. How many more might be lost if the system doesn't change? What could have been done? What do you think was the tipping point? Was it the night of the fight? Or the earlier reports ignored by child welfare? Or the fear that silenced the witness? Drop your view in the comments, your voice matters. Imagine you were the social worker reviewing Zara's files. What would you have done differently? This part of the story isn't just cold facts, it invites reflection on how each of us plays a role in safeguarding children. Zara's father now sits behind bars, charges pending, investigations continue, but her absence is permanent. The scars on the system may be overlooked, but they run deep. Her story forces a question: how many warning lights does it take before someone acts? Every year, every month, every day matters. Some live 5 years, some more, but every life leaves an imprint. Let us remember Zara not just as a victim, but as a bright little girl whose story matters. Let us hold ourselves responsible for listening, for intervening, for refusing to look away. Until next time, we are case closed. Stay aware, stay safe, and remember, every life, no matter how short, leaves an imprint.